Hi guys, let's make a barrette today. Isn't this cute? Thought it was adorable. So let's get started. You're going to need some tools. A hammer and a bench block. We're going to use my rawhide hammer because I don't want to bend the wire or flatten the wire in any way. I just want to harden it, work harden it. And some wide flat nose, some fine point pliers, some cutters that will cut your wire gauge that you need to cut. You're going to need some step bale making pliers or two conical pieces, not conical, something round in a couple different sizes here. I think this is 2mm and that's 4mm. So I've got one piece of 16 gauge wire that is 40 inches long and one piece of 18 gauge wire that's 20 inches long. And these numbers are a little arbitrary. You don't want to go less than 36 inches for this, for the 16 gauge. But we're going to go to find the center here. We're going to give that a little pinch. And you might want some nylon jaw pliers to straighten your wire out. You're going to give that a nice flat point. Oop. And when your wire is all bent like this, you want wide nose pliers to get in there and just straighten it out. And 16 gauge is a little cumbersome to work with, but it's not too bad. I've worked with 12 before and 8. So let's get our measurer. I want 3 inches here. So right there. Roughly, it doesn't have to be an exact science. And now you're going to put this on that 3-inch mark because we're going to wrap around the 2mm end of the step bale making pliers, and we want it to go in the middle because what we're going to do is wrap the wire one piece on one side and one piece on the other side. So now we've got 2 loops essentially that are going to sit side by side. And now you want to give this a pinch so that they are nice and flat to each other. So what we want to do is we want to hammer this. These wires are going to come around here, and when you make a barrette, it curves, a natural curve for like the back of your head. So with this being like this, we want to hammer it so that it's going to give us that curve. So we're just going to hammer here, and I'll hammer this off camera. Okay, so now what I effectively did is I curved it so that it has got a nice slope. And I see my coils came out of whack a little bit, and that's fine. You just take your pliers and you just tweak them. All right, so now what I need to do is insert my step bale making pliers on here, and we're going to give this a curve. Okay, and now I want this piece to cross over the top because I'm right-handed. We need to secure this so it doesn't come apart. just like that. And now we're going to bring it back together, and we're going to hammer this so that this is nice and stable. I guess give this a little tweak. All right. So now we want to hammer it like this. Back to the step bale making pliers. Put them in the coils, the coils. And we're going to bend this around just like that. So we've got our start. And now, since there's no spring, you know how a lot of times Barrettes have got springs that collapse as you put them in, we're going to put in some grooves. So starting about maybe 3/8 of an inch. And then maybe 1/4 of an inch. We're going to push this back up. Okay. See how that works? Now you can take either wire that you want at this point. And we want it to come about right to here. So go straight up, and I'm just going to take the one in front. And we're going to put a 90-degree bend in that. And when you want a 90-degree bend, you have to pinch back and forth until you get what you want. All right, so now that needs to be behind there. You want about another 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so see how that's going to trap that? So now we're going to give this another bend. And now we're going to come in with this about halfway up those tiny pliers, and we're going to give this another bend up. Facing the barrette so that it's perpendicular to you. I'm going to push that away. And now if you're really careful, you can use plated wire here and make a some really pretty barrettes. But I'm not careful. So I'm just taking a diamond file and I'm just getting rid of that burr that I just created with my pliers. And if you want this shiny, just get a polishing pad and then it'll shine right back up. Okay, so now I'm going to get this out of the way here. Take our flat nose pliers and we're going to hold that as tight as we can, as close together as we can. And with my finger I'm going to hold that down and I'm going to bring this around. And give that a pinch. Okay? So now it's kind of secure, but we're just going to keep running that around. Do we have 2 full coils. I'm going to take this wire that was coiled, and I'm going to bend it out at a 45-degree angle away from this wire here. So now I've got, looks like a bug with antenna. Now I'm using the 4mm, and I'm going to wrap this around. This is a design element. If you don't want to do that, here, we'll just stop here. You can do whatever you want on the end here. Get that a little more even. Give that a smush. All right. And I'm going to hold on to it right now because what I want to do is create we're going to start the chaos. Now I'm going to make kind of a spiral here. Just one. And I want to bring this one to follow around, and I don't want it to be really tight. On this one, I'm going to do the same thing down here as I did here, only it's going to go the other way. So now at this point, what you want to do is start filling in the gaps. So I see a gap there, so I'm going to bring this around, and right here my wire is almost done, so I'm going to just put a coil in that, and I'm not even going to use a, see how I cut this flush? It's nice and flat there. Nice and flat. On a barrette, you don't want any open loops, so I'm going to get that nice and tight. And now I'm just going to follow that around, and I'm going to kind of build a gap. See how I just filled in that area? So now we're going to take this 18 gauge wire. We're going to fold that in half. When you create chaos, you want different textures. On this barrette, I just kept it really simple for the tutorial. So I'm going to fold that one over, and on this one, I'm going to create a little spiral right here. Actually, I'm going to make a double spiral. Tighten that up a little bit. Bring that around the back. So now they're kind of running together here. You can add cut pieces of coil. You can add beads. You could use spacer beads, whatever your heart desires. Okay, that's tucked down in there now, so that's not going to go anywhere. That one, that spiral right there, and now this one is going to go the other way. And now what you're going to do is you're just going to play with it, smash it where you feel like you need it smashed. Give it that little natural bend there, and just play with it till you're happy with it. There you go, a chaos barrette. Look at how cute. See how they're totally different? And you can make these as intricate or as little as possible. Minimal as possible is what I should have said. Now, if it doesn't stay in your hair, what I would suggest is getting a ponytail holder. Put your hair in a ponytail, and then you can use this as a decoration. But it works like a barrette. Cute. I hope you guys give this a try. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you joining me today. Make sure you check out the affiliate links for any of your supplies that you might need through Amazon. It doesn't cost you any extra, but it does help my channel so that I can continue making free videos for you. So thank you again. I really appreciate it. And be inspired, create, and let me know how yours turned out. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.